Get some of that chest hair going. AKAPADers, thank you for joining me. We're talking one of my favorite subjects today. What's one of my favorite subjects? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle ripoffs, inspirations, collisions. Look, the Turtles were like the biggest thing. Probably the biggest thing, even to come out of the 80s. We're going into the 90s, and guess what happens? Everybody wants in on that turtle soup. What are some of the good ones? What are some of the bad ones? What are some of the ones we don't know? What are some of the ones that got one shot? And look, I have something here. We're talking dog tags. Today, we're talking dog tags. I don't know how much more can I say. We're talking dog tags today. Let's hit that intro.
The following is brought to you by AKAPAD.
Alright, so before we get into dog tags, we have to go through the timeline, okay? 1984, TMNT. It's created. It hits comic shops, 3,000 copies printed. The legend is born. Now, at that point, something cool happens. The Kevin Eastman, Peter Laird are entrepreneurs, and they are true comic book entrepreneurs. There might be only two real comic book entrepreneurs ever in the history of the comic book game. Todd McFarlane, and then we have Eastman and Laird. So, moving forward, these two entrepreneurs, they take the bait. They do. I don't know if I agree with it. They take the bait. They go into licensing. They get a business partner that kind of is willing to hustle for them. That's willing to go the extra distance and deal with the minutia, the BS of licensing. So they do that, and what this does two things. Two of them are critical. One of them, windfall of money. Number two, they have all this money to manage, and they are out of the comic book game. They're not creating. These are Eastman and Laird. They're two guys. These are two guys that set out to create, and they're not creating. They pretty much hand off the Turtles series to a series of other creators, authors, just overall weapons. Baudet, Michael Zulli. The Michael Zulli one is still, I remember getting that one as a kid. Blew my mind, still blows my mind today. Yeah, and then the cartoon hits in 1987. Cartoon runs from 87 to 96. Now, we all know this cartoon, we all know the intro. Some of it might be buzzing around here as I'm talking to you. 87 to 96, and then within the cartoon era, this is where we get most of our imitations, most of our, call them cash grabs, call them what you will. But I guess some of this overall point is that there's a lot of good stuff in there. 94 to 97, we get maybe what could be my favorite of all of them, Streetsharks. I love Streetsharks. Jawsome. So we're gonna be doing some Streetshark overlay here because you guys have to see them in motion. They're amazing. All right, and then the Streetshark toy molds, they get reused, reformatted, resculpted, and they become muscle mutts. So in this entire spectrum, one of these things that slid in there, 1993, dog tags. Now, what is a dog tag? Well, it's a dog, but it's a trained animal gun squadron. This book does so many of the things that I love about, kind of like B-level science fiction. And hey, I'm guilty of this too. Everything is either initials or an acronym. But we have 4 dogs on the cover, but there's actually 5 dogs featured. We have a villain, Cyrus the cat, that's not really featured too well in the book. And then we have Dr. What's his name? Dr. Pimpkin. We have Professor, he's not even a doctor, he's a professor, Pimpkin. And he does some experimentations, has an accident, creates this cat, Cyrus, and then decides to use this formula for people and dogs. So he gets a military squadron, boom, mashes them with a couple dog breeds, and we have licensing gold now. Now, the only thing you gotta do with dog tags is send it off to the toy store, send it off to the airwaves, send it off to the bubblegum wrappers, and that's it. Millions of dollars. Gold. This is gold. Okay. Easily, that doesn't happen, but this is, I think this is one of the best ones. I think this has one of the best stories. I think this easily has some of the best artwork. So let's get to it. Let's hit that table. But before we hit that table, let's go through some of these the other ones I have coming. Okay, some of my up and comers. We have the Wild. Eternity Comics is just lit. I love Eternity Comics. From, the people that bring you Zen Intergalactic Ninja for most of its run, Manosars. And then we have Preteen, Dirty Jean, Kung Fu Kangaroos. Okay? We're not going maybe we'll do Radioactive Black Belt, Teenage Adolescent Hamsters. Maybe. But I think some of these side tangents are fantastic. There's a lot to learn, and look, everyone. That's what I do. That's what this whole channel is all about. It's all about learning. Let's hit that table. All right, everyone. Let there be light. Okay, here we go. All right, we're gonna get to these in 1 second. First off, go to Indiegogo. Trial by Fire. That is my comic. These are some of the Perch merch. That means if you sign up early, then you buy the book, you're going to get trading cards and stickers. We're doing artwork. This is to be featured in Trial by Fire, not exactly part of the story, but this is something else. And then this is look, we're doing sideways double page super spreads for Trial by Fire. I still have to draw the hand here. So let's do that. Look, and this is our team. Look, Pitbull, Meatball, Anzio, Davidson. That's our TBF team. Let's get to this. Because I gotta be honest, I'm a little excited. Just to give you a little bit more of a look at these ones. Preteen, Dirty Jean, Kung Fu Kangaroos. Easily self-aware. They're making fun of the turtle craze. This is from 1986. So this is inspired by the success of the comic and not the animated series. That's why this one's important. I can't wait to go through this one with all of you. Look, and you just have to give Eternity Comics number 0, 94 from the animation craze. So we can pinpoint 2 errors with what Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles inspires. But look at this artwork. I love it. Storytelling's pretty good. The story's pretty good in this one too. This, I would say, maybe it's the best villain of these rip-offs. Really hot stuff. And look, we're back. Everything returns to Zen when we go to Eternity Comics. And then we have the Wild, which I would say pound per pound, is one of the best illustrative feats here. This is a tour de force in illustration, inline work, again, comic book storytelling. We have a lot going on here. These are some of my favorites. These ones are just so good. We're going to get to this. Everyone making your own comic. Let's do something here, okay? Let's not do this. Use all of your real estate when you're publishing comics, okay? No blank cover, no just the logo on the back, dog tags. Everyone, just look at that cover. Look at that cover. Got a couple notes here. I'm gonna put these over here. Okay. Airbrush cover, premiere issue, bugged out comics, $1.95, $2.15 Canada. Watchdogs of the World. Okay. Can we just admire the airbrush quality of this? I love logos like this. I love overly rendered, metallic, shiny logos. What do we have in the back? We have a POG advertisement, everyone, from the Collector Card Company, featuring one of their frog characters. This is Bog the Frog. Okay, so is this a cash grab? That's the big So I'm just realizing this dude here. I think this is Dane, right? This is Dane. He's just about to hammer something with this gun. But yeah, it's just a cash grab. Yeah, it is. It's 1,000%, and we're going to get some evidence and some proof of that in a little bit. But look how the cutting for this. Look, misaligned, or I don't know. I mean, like, this is straight, but the trimming is just way off. Okay, black and white. I mean, you have to respect the black and white. We have a full staff. We have a full range of people here working on this. Frenccci and Mel Rivera, I guess they're like the Hendersons from Love and Rockets, 1993. These people are in the game. Look, we have a Todd Turner and a phone number here for licensing info. Operations manager. See, a lot of these independent books, they want you to feel like they're the real deal, and they flood their books with credits. This is a trend. We see a lot of this. Really nice intro here. This sets it all up. Okay, defend the human race, Stack Scientific Technology, Advanced Corporation, Cyrus, the evil cat. The dogs are created to fight the evil cat. We're ready to go. Train Animal Gun Squadron. Okay, so we have a problem here. So we have a really good intro, and then we have this just thrown in there splash page. What this book does not have, we don't, it's kind of hard to know who's who. You have to read this a few times to make a list. But basically, it's Sabian, Rex, Dozer, Bugle, and Dane. Now, this image is 4 dogs. And then we have Bugle here. Bugle's dreaming. So there's a little bit of a hook, and we'll get to the hook at the end of this book. So I have a feeling that this is the imagery that got the project going. And they got some attention, they got some traction, they were able probably to recruit some talent. As I'm talking, look at how great this lettering is. The lettering for this is fantastic. But we have some like real cartooning here. Cartooning meaning characters, faces, expressions, and then we have comic book storytelling, which is silhouettes, close-ups, pulling the camera back, being a little bit abstract along the way. So this is a stacked book. This is why this is one of my favorites. But within here, it's Sabian, Rex, Dozer, and Dane. It would be nice if they tagged who was who, okay, and maybe gave some of their personality attributes. That splash page or that really big panel is what they needed. Is not in this at all, which is tough. Okay, so we have Dozer sleeping, and Dozer wakes up, and then he's in the jungle and he's surrounded by his friends: Sabian, Dex, Dozer, Dane. Sabian, Rex, Dozer, Dane. Say it all with me. But Bugle wakes up, and I love his design because he clearly isn't jacked. He's on one of these. He's not on the cover. Dozer's not jacked, but he's waking up, and his friends are telling him, we gotta help Sabian, and get some lunch because they're hungry, and we gotta complete our mission. So they run off to complete their mission. Look at the sound effects here. We have some 90s speed lines. This great sequence. I mean, I love the flow because your eye does go right into that big bottom panel. Halfway decent drawn tank here. But the point I'm getting at is Dozer is clearly added to the story for the sake of a story, not for the sake of licensing. And we have Sabian here. Sabian is Gene Simmons' demon makeup, rocking and rolling. Hey, this is a tough shot, everyone. You gotta pull the camera up, you gotta show people walking, make it thin. It's tough. And then basically Sabian kills a cat. The cat transforms back into a Siamese cat, purring along the way, and Dozer is freaked out. He's like, what is happening? And like, this is what we do, this is who we are. And he's like, I'm dreaming, right? What is happening? Look, we gotta take you in. You gotta talk to Pimpkin. Okay, we gotta talk to the doctor, and along the way, we have to get by with some establishing shots. Do your best. We have 2 kind of weak establishing shots here. I think this would have been for the Stack facility, the Stack Corporation. And remember, Stack stands for Scientific Technology Advanced Corporation. This should have been a silhouette or a near silhouette. So we have Dr. Pimpkin, Professor Pimpkin, in the lab getting it done. And they're like, look, man, the Dane and I think Rex barge in, and they're like, we have a problem. Bugle doesn't remember anything. Doctor's like, look, I'll have a look at him. You guys run off. I'll talk to him. And here we go. Pinkton and Bugle give us our exposition. Exposition for here is solid, okay? It's a little bit lengthy, but I don't care. It sells the characters, sells the attitude, sells the world. We learn that Pimpkin is ostracized for his ideas. He gets thrown out of the scientific genetic experimentation community, but he has a cat, and they sabotage him, and he goes crazy, and he cuts himself, and the cat doesn't like it. The cat's hissing, but the cat gets into the serum. Now, here's what we have here. We have a couple pages that look like they were drawn in one day. Okay, the lettering here is so fantastic, it makes up for the rushed artwork. But we have Cyrus. Cyrus grows up to become a jack-talking cat that is evil. The Doctor needs to correct this. So what does he do? He works with the Department of Defense. He gets 4 soldiers, super secret commando force. He combines these 4 guys with these 4 dogs. The experiment is Harvey McKinney. He gets merged with a mutt, Lucky Harvey, and he becomes Bugle here. And look, this is a part of cartooning that I love. The similarity of Harvey and Bugle is great. Bugle's hat with the dog bones, it's fantastic. And look, we have some good storytelling. We know, without reading, we know these are the guys that become these dogs. Now, it would be nice if the dogs also had this type of effect. I really like this background effect. But we have silhouettes. We have textures being used. This is cool. Okay, so, and then the dogs are like, look, we have to go complete the mission. Bugle's like, hey, I remember. Let's go kick some feline butt. And then along the way, when they're gearing up to attack the giant cat, a big box falls on Bugle's foot. When it falls on Bugle's foot, he wakes up. Okay, and we kind of loop back to the beginning. We loop a little bit back to the beginning, and we don't know. We don't know if Bugle is dreaming, if something else is happening. The Doctor does make a reference that Bugle knows when Cyrus the cat's going to attack, and he's somewhat of a he has precognizant abilities. He's a little bit psychic. He can see the future. You mean I'm psychic? Yes. So we don't know what's happening here. End the story. We have another splash that was clearly drawn, or a pinup that was clearly drawn after the story was written, because Bugle is featured here. Now, Bugle very clearly could have been added. He's not really a part of the composition. But, hey, make these guys into a toy. That's your job, and that's our purpose. And we have confirmation here. So this is the evidence I was talking about earlier. Okay. Now look, if you don't think I'm not tracking down Bog the Frog, you're crazy. The saga begins. I have a feeling Bog the Frog 2 is also one issue, but Bugged Out Comics update. We all know who writes this, but they basically say we've got animation, we've got trading cards, we got pogs. We have a lot of attention from licensing, exclusive licensing agreement with Collector Card. Okay, so the idea is that this was bait for licensing. It's very clear, but along the way, we do have a good story, and we do have something interesting, and we have a great black and white comic. We have great use of blacks, nice renderings, good cartooning, great lettering, but we have something special, even though this is a cash grab. So everyone, this is Dog Tags. I hope you enjoyed it, because I got a little excited just flipping through it. Got to put these on to sign out. Everyone, okay. So just review upcoming. We will be doing. I might combine some of these into like a longer video, but we're definitely talking The Wild. We're going to talk Manosaurs. We're going to talk Kung Fu Kangaroos. We just went through Dog Tags, and then coming up we have Holy Night. Holy Night's fantastic, and then we're going to continue the thread into Hall of Heroes, okay, which is a deep obsession with mine. We're going to be doing Creed number 1. Look what happened with Creed number 1. No back cover. Use your real estate. Creed number 1 actually wastes a couple pages at the back. Always hated that. I mean, we were talking Vortex with Matt Martin, who just popped up on social media. Shout out to Matt. Vortex is the biggest of all the Hall of Heroes stories. It's the most complete. It's the most epic, if you want to say such a thing about a Hall of Heroes comic. It deserves analysis. It deserves discussion. And there's a larger point to make with this. I'm going to be doing like a Matt Martin episode coming up that goes over a larger point about this guy's early career that I think a lot of people miss, a lot of people forget. So everyone, oh my god, look at my pits. Holy crap. Okay, Talking Comics is sweaty. I love you. Subscribe, support, ring that bell, show this to your friends. Let's rock and roll.